Within a space of 3 months, we have had 3 central bank governors in Nigeria.
Hello and welcome to Nabu TV Live. My name is Gray Almona, and today we're looking at the torrent, in the finance sector. You will recall that way back in 1986, with the downturn in the money economy, the story has not been the same. And today, the local currency is struggling to survive, like a patient suffering from a malignant disease. One generation after another generation of power, and it has not been the same. And to actually look at this tortuous problem is a familiar face on the screen, Comrade Doctor. I will say Doctor.
I would have welcomed that too.
Yes, of course.
On the platter.
You expect it to let us say your doctoral dissertation. Yes. So, what is actually the problem, in the finance sector?
Yes.
Various signs of a shake-up.
It's quite unfortunate that in Nigeria, after insecurity, one of the areas that actually dispel people from coming to invest is the finance sector management or control of policies.
Okay.
Now, if you look at what has been happening in the country, you discover that Nigeria appears, or the leaders appear not to have taken into cognizance the need for the finance sector to be stabilized. You look at the exchange regime, Naira moving from maybe 1 Naira to $1 or 85 kobo to $1 to what we have today now as 1,000 Naira to $1. No control. Since we started this Onolakpo Shole, Dika Kalo, and others who came from World Bank to tell us that, through the instrumentalities of Babangida, that the Naira, the value of Naira had to be determined by the invisible hand, market forces and all that. And this is where we are now, and we are still going. So you look at the rate of exchange now between the Naira and the dollar. Somebody is saying about 1,020 Naira to $1 now. Very alarming. And you ask yourself why. The major reason is because of the insensitivity, on the part of government. For instance, I told somebody the other time, within a space of 3 months, we have had 3 central bank governors in Nigeria. If you are in doubt, Emefiele was a central bank governor when Tinubu came to power. Tinubu changed Emefiele to Shonubi. From Shonubi, he chose another person now, Cardoso, who is now the present governor. 3 governors in 3 months. Now, what that tells you is that the investors are not even sure of what the policy direction of government is. And therefore, they may not like to come in. And even when they come in, how are they sure that their money is protected? Because when the Senate were interrogating the Cardoso now, the governor of the central bank, Oshomole did a lot to actually educate Nigerians and the CBN governor to be then, on how the policies should be driven. But none of them, no senator, no individual, and even outside the Senate, nobody have asked or talked about how to recoup or withdraw the volume of dollars that is in circulation in Nigeria. We know the volume of because the central bank governor have told us now that we have about 3 trillion Naira in circulation. How much dollar is in circulation? Nobody knows. So if we're not sensitive to ensure that dollar is withdrawn from circulation in Nigeria, for us to have Naira. Because if you go to America now, can you go to America and say, I want to buy something and you are bringing your Naira? No. But if you come from America and you come to any shop now in Nigeria and you are bringing dollar, they'll be clapping for you. You want to pay us in dollar? I say, yes, you take it. That is wrong. So insensitivity. Now, when you leave that, let me even buttress what I'm saying now by letting you know, like in the UK, for example, we are children of, Nigeria is a child of the UK, for example. Yes. The present governor of the Bank of England, was appointed in 2020 and is to serve 8 years in the first term. And if he works well, he will be allowed to serve a second tenure. And if he does that, that will be 16 years at a stretch as the governor of the Bank of England. The Russian governor, came in 2013 and is still there. In fact, in 2022, he was reappointed by Putin because of what he did to stabilize the economy of Russia after the invasion of Ukraine. people expected that the economy of Russia will crash after that, but it didn't. So now you talk about the United States of America. The man that is there, Powell. Powell came in 2012 as a member of the Reserve Board, as a member. Now, by Federal Reserve Board. Now, by 2018, Donald Trump, who was not the one that appointed him a member of the board, he now came and met him, and he now appointed him as the governor or the what we call executive chairman of the Reserve Board in 2018. Now, to serve for 4 years. By 2022, another president came. That is this Biden now. Biden appointed him again in 2022 to retain his position as the executive chairman. So that appointment is supposed to expire by 2026. But even if it expires by 2026, he will remain there until 2028 by virtue of his appointment initially as member of the board. Can you see now from 2012 to 2028, somebody is there studying the system.
Stability.
Yes, that of Britain that I just talked about now, the man was appointed from amongst the people. So it's like a civil service progression. So you are familiar with the policies and all that. But in our own case, today you bring a professor, tomorrow you bring a banker, tomorrow you bring, so no policy direction. And maybe, so, great.
Yes,
I don't know. Yes.
It's a serious matter. It can provoke some kind of reaction, like laughter, but very serious matter.
A very serious matter. We have to stabilize our economy through the finance sector stability.
Yes. Okay, so you just painted a not too encouraging picture of the nature of the finances sector. So in one statement, what do you think is the way out of the present logjam, especially as it relates to the value of what used to be one of the most powerful currencies in the 70s?
One of the ways out is for government to pay the kind of attention an individual would pay to his earnings and management of his finances, such that if he earns salary at the end of a month, that salary will take him to the end of another month. And not like you earn today and you borrow more than you are earning without projecting into how you can pay and all that. And if you are going to manage your money, you must include your wife, you must include your children, and be sensitive to what you buy and what not to buy. Those are the things.
Okay, as expected, as quite predictable, Comrade Augustine Miller has actually painted a remorseless picture of the nature of the economy as it relates to the exchange power of the currency, and perhaps more sensitively to the liquidity profile of a currency. I just said that it occupied a pivotal place in the total money economy of the world. And he says you have to actually work within the gamut of what you can actually access in the economy. His suggestion sounds original, unique, and hardly mentioned in past discourses on the money economy. So thank you very much for listening today, and with all the useful advice. I hope the policymakers out there will not be sleeping, but they'll be watching. Of course, you are used to the favorite routine. You like, share, and drop a comment and subscribe. Noble TV will always be spectacular. You will never regret you stay with us.